Welcome, dear learner. Today, you are about to enter a quiet space, one that many people forget to visit in a noisy world. This story is not loud. It does not rush. It does not shout for attention. Instead, it invites curiosity, reflection, and calm thinking. Have you ever wondered why some things feel weaker after being spoken, while others grow stronger when kept silent? Stay with this story until the end, because silence has lessons that words often hide. Silence has existed long before words were shaped. It filled the world before sounds were named and meanings were given. In silence, thoughts are born, ideas rest, and strength slowly forms. Silence is not empty. It is full of waiting power. When everything speaks at once, nothing is truly heard. When silence appears, attention becomes sharp and understanding grows deeper. This story explores how silence protects energy, builds inner strength, and allows wisdom to mature without pressure. In many spaces, words move fast and spread everywhere. Opinions travel without control, and secrets escape without care. Silence, however, stands still. It does not explain itself. It does not compete. It simply remains. Silence creates distance between impulse and action. In that distance, clarity appears. What is not said cannot be misunderstood, judged, or broken. Silence keeps things safe until they are ready to exist outside. Every thought begins quietly. Before becoming sound, it lives as a soft idea. When spoken too early, it faces noise, doubt, and confusion. Silence gives thoughts time to grow strong roots. Just like a seed under the soil, growth happens unseen. Pulling it out too soon stops its life. Silence protects the process. It allows ideas to develop shape, direction, and purpose without interference. Noise often demands attention, but silence commands respect. Loud words try to convince, while silence allows others to observe. Silence does not ask for approval. It creates mystery. Mystery invites curiosity. Curiosity opens minds. When everything is explained, nothing is discovered. Silence leaves space for discovery. It allows others to think, reflect, and connect meaning without force. In silence, emotions settle. Anger loses heat. Excitement becomes balanced. Fear softens into awareness. Words spoken during strong emotion often carry regret later. Silence acts as a pause button. It slows reactions and prevents damage. It allows feelings to pass like clouds instead of becoming storms. This quiet control builds emotional strength and inner stability. Silence also saves energy. Speaking constantly drains focus. Explaining everything costs mental power. Silence preserves strength for moments that truly matter. Not every thought needs an audience. Not every plan needs applause. Silence keeps energy centered. It prevents unnecessary exposure and protects confidence from outside influence. There is power in not responding immediately. Silence in response creates space. It forces reflection on both sides. Words can escalate conflict, but silence often ends it. Silence does not feed negativity. It does not argue with misunderstanding. It simply steps aside and lets truth settle naturally. Over time, clarity replaces confusion. Silence sharpens listening. When speech pauses, awareness increases. Sounds become clearer. Meanings deepen. Silence teaches patience. It trains the mind to observe rather than react. In listening, learning happens. In silence, understanding grows. Words may inform, but silence transforms. When silence is chosen, not forced, it becomes a form of control. It shows confidence without display. It shows knowledge without explanation. It shows strength without aggression. Silence does not need validation. It stands complete on its own. Those who master silence understand timing. They know when words add value and when they only add noise. Many mistakes are born from oversharing. When everything is revealed, boundaries disappear. Silence creates boundaries. It protects privacy. It separates inner life from outer world. What remains hidden stays safe from misuse. Silence is a shield, not a weakness. It allows selective sharing instead of careless exposure. Silence also teaches humility. It accepts that not every moment needs opinion. It allows others to express without interruption. It respects different perspectives. Silence does not compete to be right. It allows truth to reveal itself naturally. In quiet moments, wisdom speaks softly but clearly. There is a rhythm to silence. It moves between words like breathing between steps. Without silence, speech loses meaning. Without pauses, messages feel heavy. Silence gives structure to communication. It highlights important words by surrounding them with calm. It makes meaning stronger by contrast. In silence, focus becomes sharper. Distractions fade. Attention gathers inward. This focus improves decision-making. Choices made in silence carry depth. They are not rushed by noise or pressure. Silence allows time to evaluate consequences. It brings balance between thought and action. Silence can feel uncomfortable at first. Noise feels familiar. Talking feels safe. Silence removes that safety net. It exposes inner thoughts. But within that exposure lies growth. Facing silence means facing self. It reveals patterns, habits, and truths that noise hides. This awareness leads to self-mastery. Silence is not absence. It is presence without words. It holds meaning without explanation. It carries confidence without display. When silence enters a space, attention shifts. It invites reflection. It demands awareness. Silence cannot be ignored easily because it speaks through feeling rather than sound. Over time, silence builds patience. It teaches waiting without anxiety. It strengthens trust in process. Not everything needs immediate results. Silence allows progress to unfold naturally. It removes pressure to perform. Growth becomes steady instead of rushed. Silence also protects joy. When joy is shared too widely, it becomes fragile. Opinions weaken it. Comparisons drain it. Silence keeps joy pure. It allows enjoyment without judgment. It protects happiness from outside expectations. Silence strengthens discipline. It trains the mind to resist impulse. It reduces unnecessary expression. Discipline grows when restraint is practiced. Silence is restraint in action. It is choosing control over reaction. This control leads to consistency and long-term strength. As this story settles, remember that silence is always available. It does not require permission. It does not need explanation. It waits patiently, ready to offer strength, clarity, and control. In choosing silence wisely, energy is protected, focus is sharpened, and inner power grows. Words will always exist, but silence gives them meaning. When silence is respected, speech becomes purposeful. And so, in the quiet space left behind these words, the lesson remains. Sometimes, the most powerful thing is not what is said, but what is held back.